What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are going to review WrestleMania 36. My thoughts, what I thought they did great, what I thought they did kind of bad. More on that in a little bit. But fact is, WrestleMania 36 was a very special, very different WrestleMania. Because we had the Boneyard match and we had the Firefly Funhouse match. And in my personal opinion, both of those matches were so good, so different that they made the night. And everyone, a lot of things I've been saying that we'll see is they say WrestleMania, the first part was the worst. I don't think either of them were the worst. They both had something unique. They both had something different. And to me, I thought they were both good. I thought this WrestleMania as a whole, if the circumstance wasn't have been here, this would have been probably one of the best WrestleManias of recent memories. However, let's get into the match. That's what I thought about. So the first pre-show, we had Drew Gulak, and I just realized something. WrestleMania 36 is rated TV 14. Wow. There you go, guys. They went back TV 14. Y'all stop playing now. Anyway, first match of the night was Drew Gulak against Cesaro, and I thought it was a decent little pre-show match. Nothing too spectacular, nothing too memorizing. In my predictions, I had Drew Gulak winning and Cesaro won. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. It's not going to kill Gulak, and it's not going to really do anything for Cesaro. It's just going to be like, oh, yeah, I beat you at Mania. And I thought it was a good little match. I liked how Gulak focused on Cesaro's arm, and he hit a modified airplane spin where he didn't even use his arms. And he just went ham. And I really liked it. Good match, good way to start off. And then we got to Stephanie coming out, talking about how WrestleMania was supposed, how WrestleMania is going to be. Then Gronk and Mojo kicked off the show. And Gronk, I'm sorry, but your voice does not match you. I thought Gronk would have a deep voice. This man's got a little baby kind of voice. And I liked it. I mean, he's hyped. That's what I like. I mean, you got to be hyped. Be hyped for WrestleMania and stuff like that. But the first match to kick off WrestleMania Part 1 was Alexa and Nikki against the Kabuki Warriors, and everyone I've seen has crapped on this match. And to be honest, I really enjoyed this match. I really enjoyed this match. The chemistry was there with them, with all four of the ladies. The tension was there. Everything was really, really good. I really enjoyed this match. I don't understand why people crap on it. And I don't understand why people are crapping on the women's tag team titles now when everyone wanted them, and now the fact is everyone wants them gone because they're not being used. You got to be honest here. The Kabuki Warriors were the best tag team that they've had. The Iconics didn't even do anything, and that's the thing that irritates me. The Iconics didn't do anything with the belts. They were barely shown with the belts. Bayley and Shasha had a short run with them. And the Kabuki Warriors have been on Raw either losing or winning tag team matches. And that's fine. I don't understand. You're getting to see the belts. You're getting to see the champions. And then they'll be on SmackDown here and there. And they'll be on. I want to see them go to Raw, SmackDown, NXT. I want them to go everywhere. Be different with it. How they were going to be with it. And the 24/7 belt. And then the 24/7 belt kind of just faded away. And that kind of sucks. And I hate that. But it's the fact that fans just turn on everything so fast. And I hate it. I really do. I love the tag team belts. I think they're good because they're being used. I think they're being used. You may not see them every night, but people didn't complain when Brock wasn't there half the time. I just didn't see a lot of people complaining. I complained because I didn't see Brock half the time. people wouldn't complain about Goldberg. Well, majority of people did, but beforehand, before retired Hall of Fame Goldberg won belt. But you get my point. I thought the match was good. I enjoyed the match. I enjoy Nikki and Alexa as a tag team. I enjoy Asuka and Kyrie as a tag team. I want more of this. I want more with Alexa and Nikki. I was honestly expecting a heel turn from Nikki just to set up something, but it didn't happen. And we have new women's tag team champions, and I really enjoyed the match. I thought the match was really good. I'd probably give it, for my reign with Gulak and Cesaro, I give it like a 3. I give this a 3.5. Next, we had a feud that wasn't really built up, but it was kind of, they were trying to build it at last minute, but it kind of didn't fall right. It was King Corbin versus Elias, and the SmackDown 2 weeks beforehand, Elias got like knocked off the podium thing, and he like fell on concrete, and people were like, "Oh, is he even gonna make it? Is he even gonna show up?" Corbin comes out. He's like, "Oh, I don't even think Elias is here," and then they start teasing like someone's gonna take his place, but then Elias comes out, and they have a match, and I enjoyed the match. The story wasn't there. If the story would have been more, if they would have built that up a little bit more, I feel like it would have been a lot better than it was. But the fact is, they still had a good little match. I thought it was really good. I love Elias's mule kick because that takes a lot of talent, and I just enjoyed it. Like I'm not gonna just crap on that match because it wasn't high flying or no story. If it has decently good stuff, I'm going to say I enjoyed the match. It wasn't the best match. It wasn't the worst match. But Elias picks up the win. I really thought Corbin was going to win. I don't know if they're just dropping the ball with Corbin. I don't know. It's just weird. But I gave it the same thing, a 3.5. I enjoyed it. And then we get to Becky and Shayna, and I'm sitting here. I'm thinking everyone I believe is thinking Shayna's gonna win this. They made her look dominant in the Rumble. They made her look dominant in the Chamber, especially in Chamber. She eliminated everyone. And you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, Shayna's probably gonna win this. You know, we're gonna get a new champion. No, that we just hit the sword button and had Becky retain. I was like, eh. And the match was really good. I give it a 4, honestly. Like, I really enjoyed this match. The story, I thought the story was there. Their execution was there. The telling was there. Everything was there. And like, I really enjoyed this match. And I was kind of bummed that Shayna didn't win because I'm a big fan of Shayna. I really like Shayna because like she doesn't care. Like she's Ronda Rousey, but less. She's less like, oh, I'm Ronda Rousey. Like she's not have that name. Shayna just doesn't care. She gets in, she gets the job done, and then she plays her character fantastic. And people say she's boring. I'm just like, that's your opinion, but I don't think she's boring. Because then if she's boring, then Brock Lesnar should be boring to people. Then Aleister Black should be boring to people because they all have that martial arts type thing. Cain Velasquez should be boring to people, but they're not. Everyone likes them because they have that character. But her character is she doesn't care and she just goes in and does what she wants. And that's the thing that people miss with her character is the fact that if she goes in, she says, I'm going to do this. She does it. She wins. And the fact that Becky won surprised me. And I'm kind of iffy with it because, you know, Becky wins. What else is there for Becky to do now? Like, she's already held the belt since last Mania. What are you going to do? Have Liv beat her? Liv's kind of been thrown to the side. Ruby's been thrown to the side. They've thrown most of these women to the side, and you just sitting there like, she's already beat Shayna. She's already beat half the Raw roster. The only thing that they could do is have Blanca get called up and have Blanca beat her out of surprise, and then there you go. But it's just something for me that, like, it's not going to hurt Shayna, not in my opinion, because she got rolled, like she got like how Ember beat her. When Ember beat her, she like kind of like flipped through and like she couldn't get out. That's what Becky did, and the loss doesn't hurt her in my opinion. The win really doesn't help Becky. I think a loss would have been a lot better for Becky because they built her up so good. It's to the point where it's like it's got to end because it's just getting repetitive. Like I'm the man, I can do this, I can do that, and then she does it. I'm just like someone needs to take the title off because it's like it's over. Like the man stuff's over. Like it ran its course. Her title run has run her course. She's it's getting flat. It's not, and it's kind of getting boring and flat. It was like how Kofi's was. Like Kofi's had a great start, but then they kept making him say 15 long years. I'm just like, please shut up. I don't want to hear 15 long years again. But I enjoyed it. Kind of bummed Shane didn't win, but it is what it is. I think Becky's eventually going to lose this belt, hopefully soon, because she just needs to go back to the Irish Flash Kicker or like that Becky, because the man Becky is getting a little bit old and repetitive and stale. But it's run its course. I don't hate it by a long run. I don't hate it at all. If I hated it, I would just say this was stupid, but it wasn't. It was a good move, I think. Maybe they're going to set up another match between them and then Shane's going to win it. I don't know. But I give it a 4. Very, very good match. Very good story. Very good everything. Loved it. The next match was Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn for the IC title with Drew Gulak in Daniel Bryan's corner and Cesaro and Nakamura in Sami's corner. And this match I loved because Sami Zayn is becoming the most hated heel besides Corbin. And he is playing his heel character to a T. And I am loving this heel. I hated heel Sami Zayn when it first happened. When it first happened, I was like, he cannot play a heel. Well, then he got hurt and came back. He came back as a heel. And he's better. It's grown on me so much that I love his heel. And I love Daniel Bryan's little baby face character. I will say this, and I will say this again. WrestleMania 30, I wouldn't say 30. It was the fast lane to WrestleMania 30 made me dislike Daniel Bryan's Yes movement because the fans ruined it, and I hated the thing. I hate the Yes movement. I still hate it. I hate he brings it back. He should just be Daniel Bryan, like the one Daniel Bryan before the whole Yes movement thing, because I hate the Yes movement. I freaking hate it. It's the most annoying thing in WWE. It got him over. It did its job. I hate it. I hate it because literally that's the reason why everyone hated Roman Reigns in that time, because everyone wanted Daniel Bryan so much that when Roman beat him clean in a good match, everyone just trashed him. I was just like, Roman does not deserve that. Roman's a good worker. And everyone was just like, yeah, but Bryan. And the thing that really irritated me was the Daniel Bryan fans saying, he can beat Cena, he can beat Brock Lesnar, he can beat Undertaker. I'm like, what the? No, stop. But I enjoyed this match. The finish was very weird. Daniel Bryan went for a drop kick, but he just like didn't do the drop kick, and Sami Hululu kicked him in midair. So I'm guessing he's just using that kick as a finisher, and it's kind of weird because Hululu kicks normally in the corner. You don't normally see him catch in midair with a Hululu kick. But Daniel Bryan had a really good suicide dive, a couple of them on Sami that looked very, very brutal, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the story. The story was kind of not there, but like they didn't have a lot of time with it. They were building it, which was good. They had like a little bit build up. Daniel Bryan's trying to shut him up. Sami's like, you can't shut me up. I can't be shut up. And Sami came out victorious, and I was just like, okay, I wanted Sami to win. Honestly, I really like Sami Zayn, and I'm glad they're finally doing something with Sami Zayn. It took them how many years to finally give this man a title? A freaking 10-year-old kid won a championship before Sami Zayn did. Oh, I will still never forget that. The next match I thought was the best match until the main event, and then the next match too, because the next two matches I thought were really, really good. I thought it was probably go main event, this match, that match, and then everything else. The freaking triple threat tag team match between Kofi Kingston, Jimmy Uso, and John Morrison. This match was fantastic, and it showed that no matter what happens, these three guys can put on fantastic matches, especially Kofi, especially Morrison, and especially the Uso, one of the Usos, Jimmy Uso. The spots were ridiculous. You had freaking John Morrison being freaking Spider-Man. You had freaking Kofi being Spider-Man. You had Uso being Uso. I didn't want to say Spider-Man. Well, I could because there is technically three Spider-Man. So yeah, they're all Spider-Man, just doing whatever they can. And the spot probably of the night, in my opinion, was John Morrison doing that corkscrew, whatever this thing was on the not the ring post type thing. He did it on the ladder on, I think, Kofi or one of the Uso. It was the Uso. It was on Jimmy, and he hit that so good. And then he did the Spanish fly off the top rope. I think that's what it's called. And Kofi's going around doing what Kofi does. The funniest thing was when Jimmy threw Kofi into the ladder. And he said, "I flatten your face like a pancake, son." I was like, pfft. I'm like, okay, Uso, I like that. Super. He had a super kick spot where Morrison jumped off the ladder and he super kicked the Uso. Uso super kicked Morrison. You have the probably the best thing. This was a 4.5 in my opinion. No, scratch it. It's a 5. This match was a 5-star. Because of the freaking ending. The ending made it. Everything in there was 4. The freaking ending of it made it a 5 in my opinion. The most creative thing I've ever seen WWE do in the recent years. They had all three of them pull down the thing, the thing that holds titles. The bell didn't ring. So I'm thinking, okay, so the bell didn't ring, so it's not over. So they're all trying to grab the thing, and then Kofi and the Uso both gang up on Morrison. And Morrison, you can see him grab the titles, and they both headbutt him, and it goes, and he lands on the ladder with the titles. So technically, he got the titles, he wins. That was the most creative thing I have ever seen in my entire life that they have done in recent years. I freaking love that match. This match was fantastic. The spots were there. The story was there. Everything was there. Miz and Morrison, I love them to death. I love the Usos. I love Kofi. I love the New Day. Perfect. Loved it all. And just fantastic ending. Most creative thing I've seen in a while. On to the next match, which I thought was another fantastic 5-star match, was Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens, the Monday Night Messiah, the man who thinks he is Jesus, but that's Adam Cole. We all know this. The man who thinks he is Jesus himself. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens had a good match. The story was there. The build was there. The heel was there. Seth played the heel so good, and Seth had the white attire back. It's been so long, and he looks so freaking good with the white attire. And, they were going at it. The freaking Falcon Arrow on the apron, freaking pop-up power bombs, freaking super kicks, freaking stomps, freaking whole bunch of stuff. And then midway through the match, it's a no DQ match. And Seth kind of elbows Kevin and grabs the ring bell and hits him. I'm like, I haven't seen a ring bell hit in ages, years, I think. So the ref DQs the match. I'm thinking this better not. I'm like, this ain't how it's gonna end. There's gonna be something. And then Kevin's like, get back here. You say you're a god, but you're just a little, what? And he's like, let's have the match, no DQ. And then Seth comes back, and Seth hits a beautiful flying knee on Kevin, and then they go at it. And then Kevin hits him twice with the ring bell, putting him on the announce table. And we all know what happens next. If you've seen it, he climbs the WrestleMania sign and jumps off and hits Seth Rollins, putting him through the table. And then I was honestly hoping he wouldn't end it with the stunner. I completely hate him using the stunner. He needs to go back to the pop-up powerbomb. The stunner was made famous by one person. That one person should use it. No one else should ever use the stunner. Same thing with the frog splash. Eddie made that freaking move. No one should use it, especially Sasha. I'll get into that in a few. Seth can hit it. RVD can hit. RVD can hit it too because RVD made it hit differently than Eddie. But Seth hitting it. Yeah, he does his own spin on it too. So yeah, they can all hit. Everyone can hit it. No one can hit it like Eddie hit it. And the same thing with the stunner. No one hit the stunner like Stone Cold can hit a stunner. But this match was I think, in my opinion, 5 stars. You know, he gets him in the ring, he stuns him, and you can hear them trash talking, and I freaking love. This is the one thing I liked about having no crowd. You can hear the freaking people, the wrestlers talking to each other, and I'm like, we're gonna do this with no trash talking or just going at each other, and I loved it. I loved every second of this match. This match was fantastic. And then we're all thinking, all right, what's next? What's next? Then we got freaking R-Truth running in. I'm like, oh boy. So R-Truth comes in with Gronk and Mojo, and he's like, I got my baby back. I got my 24 European 87 championship back. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, what's going to happen? And then I found this one of the dumbest ways, but it is the 24/7. Gronk just like elbows him in the stomach and then goes to pin him. Mojo throws him off, like, no, no, and he freaking pins Truth and gets the belt. And he's like, hey, running, you come get it, big boy, and he freaking walks off. I'm like, you are running, you just walked away. So Gronk was just like, what? So Mojo was the new 24/7 champion, and then you know that was funny. You know, Truth, we don't deserve Truth. Truth needs a world title run. I'm gonna say it. Me and my friend both agree with this. I wasn't the biggest fan of it for a while, but his Instagram stuff, him, period, is just funny. And he even mentioned the cough. He's saying, I can't go to church. I can't go to barbecues. I can't go to family stuff. I'm like, oh, dang. Don't we all kind of relate to that? But yeah, that was a little fun little segment. The next match, Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. In like a 2-minute match, I'm like, okay, this match needs to be quick. This match needs nothing special. Let's get it out the way. Whoever wins, and we'll go from there. So, what happened? Strowman and Goldberg, they come out. You know, Strowman's not intimidated. Goldberg's not intimidated, even though he should be. He can't even pick up Bray. And so, what happened was, the match begins. They look at each other. Strowman does like this weird like power fist, like, come on. Goldberg kicks him, throws him into the turnbuckle. Well, he tries to. Strowman reverses it. He runs at Goldberg. I think he hit Goldberg. And then he goes for the power slam. And then Goldberg reverses, hits a spear. Strowman gets up, he hits another spear. Strowman gets up for a third time, hits another spear, pins him, 1, 2, something up, that's it. Nope, Strowman kicks out. I'm like, oh, Strowman kicked out. I'm like, he better not be trying to go for a jackhammer. And me and Tyler were watching it. And Tyler was about to leave to go get someone, to drop someone off at someone else's house. And I'm like, just watch the rest of it. It's not going to be that long. So he kicks out of the spear. He gets hit with another spear. And then Goldberg picks him up. He was going to pick him up. I'm like, oh, dear God, he's going to break his neck. He goes to pick him up. Strowman reverses it to a power slam. Picks him up, hits another power slam, picks him up, hits another one. He says, get up, Goldberg, you're nothing. Picks him up, he hits a running power slam, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, they finally freaking did it. After all the pain, all the agony, all the stuff that Strowman went through, they finally gave him a belt. And I am so freaking happy. So many people hated this match. I'm just like, again, why complain? Strowman finally has the belt, and people are like, I'm just tired of him. I don't even get behind him anymore. I'm like, yes, you freaking do. Stop freaking lying for views. Because that's what a lot of people do. They lie about things. I'm just like, everyone pops for Strowman, no matter what it is. You hear his music, you pop, you get excited because you know something's going down. And now he has the Universal Championship. And I'm thinking, I believe New Orleans, where they do the Performance Center, where they do NXT, is shut down due to the cough disease. So I'm thinking, I could be wrong. They could still technically get everyone there, do a Raw, do a SmackDown, do an NXT, and keep going with everything. But I'm thinking if they should do this, this should be the last time they wrestle until this stuff is over. Let them all go home. Let them spend time with family. Let them all rest. Let them all heal up, and then we're going to hit a bit, and that is going to be a big reset button. So what happened at Mania is not everything that happened at Mania is done. all these matches, all these storylines are done. So Strowman's going to get into a rivalry with someone, and they're going to build it. Same thing with everyone else. Kevin, Morrison and Miz, Becky, Corbin, Elias, Asuka, Nikki. Every one of these people have to move on and do something different. Maybe not the Kabuki Warriors per se. I think they can continue that rivalry for a little bit. Corbin and Elias should be done. Becky and Shayna should, I think, go on for a little bit longer. Brian and Sammy should go on for a little bit longer. The triple threat, those two teams should be done. Kevin and Seth should be done. And Braun should have a big opponent going into this and make him look strong. Honestly, I hate to say it, but turn him heel and make him a big freaking heel monster that he was with the Wyatt family. Make him big and strong and like make him look intimidating, make him look powerful. And you can do a babyface either way, heel, babyface, but just make him look good and go on from there. The next match, I give that a freaking 4.5 just because how fast it was and how much they just said, go out there, hit freaking these moves, be done, and then we're gonna reset. Hopefully, I hope. I don't want to see Goldberg come back. I don't want to see Lesnar come back. I'm kind of spoiled something, but most of you guys know what happened. The next match was the main event, the Boneyard match, AJ Styles versus Undertaker. And this was one of the best 5-star match, one of the best shot film matches I've seen. It felt like a freaking movie. It felt so good. And if this would have been in a crowd, I don't think we would have got this match. And if it was, it would have been so much different and probably worse, maybe. I don't want to sound negative. It could have been worse, could have been better. But this match was just so different and so unique, and I loved every second of it because it felt like a movie. It felt like real life. It felt just amazing. And the storyline, oh my goodness, I loved it. And you could hear them talking mad crap. AJ's like, where's your wife? Like, well, I didn't even think you'd be out this late. Taker's like, yeah, I'm an old man, huh? You son of a hits him. And like, oh, the hits look so real and everything was so good. I loved this match. This match was fantastic. I thought, and it kind of tear jerked me a little bit when midway through the match, Taker gets rid of the LC and the Druids, and then AJ starting to fight back, and AJ, gets him around to the grave, and he got a shovel. He's like, I'm gonna bury you alive, you old man. Hits him with the shovel. The shovel spot looks so painful. And he flops in there, and he looks kind of dead. And AJ says, hey, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and he gets on the track. I'm thinking, they're gonna make AJ win. I wanted AJ to win. And he got on the tractor. I'm thinking, man, this kind of sad. This could be Taker's last match. This could be Taker's last anything. And he starts that tractor up, and he started laughing, and a freaking light popped up, and Taker was like, I ain't dead yet. I'm like, oh, it got real. So they went back at it for a little bit. They got on top of the barn. I thought the coolest thing was the shovel spots, the barn spots where AJ kind of speared him through a wall. Or tackled him. On top of the barn or whatever, he freaking beat up Carl and Luke up there. AJ was up there. He threw Luke off. He freaking hit Tombstone on Carl up there. AJ was trying to run, like he did his little command thing, and fire popped up, and they started fighting, and Taker chokeslammed off of that onto the freaking pile jacks, and that looked painful. And then I thought the ending was kind of funny, like he picked him up, and he looked like he's gonna choke him. Like, don't bury me, please, don't bury me. He's like, I ain't gonna bury you. You fought. Like he kind of hugged me. He's like, yeah, you fought. No one gives me that kind of fight no more. And he turns around. AJ's like, he's like wounded, and he looks up, and Taker boots him in the freaking grave, and then Taker buries him alive, and then Taker wins, and Taker rides off into the darkness. And I don't think this is Taker's last match. I really don't. I think me and Tyler both have said his last match will probably be at Survivor Series, since that is where he debuted, and since it would make more sense for the character, the human, retire there, because if it wasn't for Survivor Series, there may have been no Undertaker. That was night one. And I thought night one was really, really good. I was like, okay, night two, what you got? What do we got here? Okay, so the kickoff show happened. The kickoff show happened. You got Natalia versus Liv Morgan. I'm like, okay, Liv should win this. Liv wins. It was a good little match. Nothing special. Natalia and Liv kind of went at it for a little bit. It was a good little pre-show match. Get your blood pumping. Get ready for everything. Get everything ready. And Liv won. I honestly gave it a 4 because it got me pumped, got me ready. Then, the first match started off. Well, Gronk came out and I was like, "Hey, everyone, how is everyone? It's night 2." I'm like, "Okay, shut up, no one cares." And then the first match was Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. Jesus. I want to know who said have Charlotte win. And this match personally made me beyond ticked off. Like, the match was solid. The match was good. I give it a 4. But since Charlotte won, I give it a freaking 3. Just because Charlotte won. Charlotte does not need to win the NXT Championship. Let's be honest. If you wanted Charlotte to win this, what is wrong with you? There would be no reason why. She's won every title. She's won everything in WWE. She is a fantastic wrestler. I'm not taking that away from her. But the fact is, she kind of killed Ripley's momentum. Ripley had so much momentum. Ripley is one of my favorite women in NXT. And if she goes to the main roster, probably my favorite on the main roster. She just has that personality, even though she's a heel. I guess she's the face because Charlotte's a heel. But she just has that like it factor that you didn't think could happen. And like, I love Ripley. Like, she's so good. I love everything about her. And then Charlotte's like, I'm gonna face you, and I'm like, Vince, WWE creative, please, to put over a young woman. She is 23 years old. Rhea Ripley deserves to win this to make NXT look good and build to the future because Charlotte does not need it. And they said no. They said nope, not happening. And I was just like, I sat there and I was like, you guys are kidding me. I'm still mad, and this made part 2, my opinion, I wouldn't say the weaker one, but it made me already kind of hate part 2 more than part 1. I'm like, you left a bad taste in my mouth because of Charlotte winning. I was like, I hate that. That there was no reason why for Charlotte to win. I understand I think my personal opinion is because his last name is freaking Flair. She's getting I don't understand. She gets handed a lot of things. Again, I don't take away her wrestling skills. I don't take away that, but they should have had Ripley win. They should have had, because there's nothing for her to do. What is she going to do in NXT? If they have Ripley beat her in NXT, then fine. But what is she going to do in NXT? Beat the future of the company right there? That's just burying your talent. I don't get this mad. I got mad when Goldberg won. I'm going to get mad with this. Charlotte kind of buried Ripley because Ripley had so much momentum, and then losing to Charlotte, it's not going to hurt her, but people are always going to remember, oh yeah, she lost to Charlotte at Mania for no reason. That's going to kill Ripley for the future, and it's just going to leave a bad taste in her career, in my opinion. And if it doesn't, I'll be surprised. But I still love the match. The match was good. Just a terrible, terrible ending. Charlotte should have never won. And let's move on to the next match. And this match, I was scared. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. I was sitting here and I was kind of scared. Ripley just lost. I'm thinking if Aleister loses, I'm turning it off. Okay, you freaking made 2 of my favorites, probably my favorite woman and my favorite male competitor just lose. And if Aleister would have lost, I would have not watched the rest of this. I've been so mad. I would have probably watched the Edge and Orton match, and that would have been it. Because I would have figured, since Aleister and Ripley lost, Brock's going to retain. But Aleister and Lashley went at it. They were going at it. No story. It was kind of just thrown in there. I didn't really care about it to be honest. I was like, why throw him with Lashley at anything? You could have thrown him with freaking anyone else, and I wouldn't have had a problem with the Lashley. So they throw Lashley with him. You know, they're actually having good chemistry. They're having a good match. I enjoy the match. Um, and then Lana jumps up on the apron. She says, spear him, because he was gonna go for like a cutter or something, the Dominator or whatever. So he goes, all right. So he goes to spear Black, and then Black catches him in a black mask. I was like, oh, that was nice. And Black picks up the win. So I'm like, okay, you did good. That one you did good. Good job. And Black's freaking entrance gear was freaking fire. Fire. I will say fire. It was so good. But Aleister Black picks up the win. I was in a better mood. I was like, okay, Ripley may have lost, but at least Aleister won. Then we get into Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Another match that I was extremely ready for. I was happy for. I love Otis's character. I love Otis himself. He reminds me of me. He's just got that goofy personality. He's a big boy. I'm a big boy. And he's got that goofy thing. And against Dolph Ziggler, the man who took his girl and everything, I'm just like, okay. If Black won, I'm thinking, okay, Otis is probably going to lose off of some BS. And I'm like, okay, if he loses off of some BS, that's fine. You know what? Another time, he'll get his moment, So, they're going at it, they're having a good little match, in my opinion. And then he goes for his caterpillar, and then Sonya gets on the apron and distracts him. Dolph Ziggler kicks him in the nuts. I'm like, you evil man. I'm like, I hate when people get kicked in the nuts. I got kicked. Actually, I got stomped on the nuts 3 times in my first AEW match. My first 3 AEW matches, I got stomped in the nuts, and I hated it. And I'm like, you evil man, that hurt me just watching. So he kicked him in the nuts. He went down thinking, oh, crap. Ziggler's going to win off of some cheap bull crap. And then here comes Mandy. I'm like, oh, Mandy's coming. I'm like, what's she going to do? I don't know if it was just the reaction time or just Sonya just overselling this smack. Because freaking when Mandy smacked Sonya, she went kind of flop and just flopped to the side and they got the crap beat out of her. And then the ref wasn't looking. She slid in the ring and hit Dolph in the nuts. And then Otis, I think, hit like another compounder type thing and then hit the caterpillar. Or he hit the caterpillar and then he pinned Dolph. I was like, yes, Otis won. And he picked up Mandy. I was like, kiss. I like they better kiss. And they kissed. I was like, yes, Otis got the girl. Otis making the big boy community look good. They're making the big boy community look good. They're having the big boys look, you don't know, freaking Aleister's match was a 4 just because Aleister won. This was a 4.5 just because of the story and Otis winning and Otis getting a kiss at the end and just amazing stuff. I loved it. And then hey, who knows? Maybe someone out there who's Otis' size to get a girl like that and everyone will be like, what the frick? Oh yeah. Next match was the last man standing match, and I was excited for this match. I seen a couple people hate on it because it was slow. It's Edge and Orton. They're not gonna do something crazy. They're not gonna flip off of something. It's Edge and Randy Orton. And they did what Edge and Randy Orton do. They are clever freaking wrestlers. Orton, the star of the match, Edge comes out. Edge is waiting for Orton. Orton doesn't show up. Next thing you know, RK out of nowhere. Holy crap, he was the camera guy. That's Randy Orton being a freaking snake. And they go out, they fight, and then there was the red light. I was like, oh, there's the red light, and that's where they put it back in the performance center. And they're actually beating the crap out of each other pretty daggone good. And I'm like, God dang, they hitting each other. Like they're hitting each other hard, they're throwing each other in the hard stuff. Edge did this cool thing in the backstage with the workout stuff. He picked himself up and kind of drop kicked Orton. I thought that was pretty cool. The freaking ending was pretty cool. Like they went out and Edge jumped off a very high ladder onto Orton through a table. I was like, okay, there's the table spot. Everyone can be happy. They got on top of the NXT truck. Edge speared him. Orton RKO'd Edge. Orton went for it looked like a concerto. Edge hit this very weird submission on Orton. Orton couldn't get out of it. Orton kind of was like out. Edge got the chairs. Edge looked kind of sad, but he was like, I gotta do what I gotta do. And he hit Orton with a concerto for the win. Very good, fun match. Loved it. Loved every second of it. Even the slow parts. Even everything that was going on. Like I just loved it. The story was there. Everything was there. Very good ending. Good win for Edge. I wanted Edge to win. I wanted Otis to win. I wanted Black to win. Ripley should have won. I'm still mad about that. But anyway, then it cut to a Mojo and Gronk type thing. Mojo was getting chased by a whole bunch of people, getting beat up, and Gronk jumped off a thing, pinned Otis, and not Otis. What the frick, Mojo? Why was I saying Otis? He pinned Mojo, got the 24/7 belt, and then left. And then the tag team match, which honestly was kind of just weird. It felt weird with no U.S. title defense either, because it irritated me that it was Garzo and Andrade against the Street Profits. Andrade should defend that title at Romania. But I guess Andrade got hurt or he just couldn't make it. So they put Austin Theory in his place. And the match was really good. I was enjoying it. Street Profits, I was like, Street Profits should win. Austin and Garza really isn't a tag team. Neither was Andrade and him. But it was a good little match. The Edge match was a 5. Edge and Orton match was a 5. Theory, nothing really special in this match. Street Profits won. I liked it. It was a good little match for what it was. And then they got attacked afterwards, and Zelina was beating up Montez, and then Blanca came out, starting beating up on Zelina, and then the Street Profits got their revenge and started throwing them out. And then Montez Ford was just doing this weird stuff and just like slithering near Blanca. I'm like, what the frick? I'm like, yeah, it's your wife, but come on, man, what the frick? I gave it a 3.5. It wasn't something special, but it was still a decently good match. I enjoyed it. The next match was the SmackDown Women's Championship. Was going to be a 6-way. Dana couldn't show up. She was in quarantine. And then it became a 5-way. And it was okay. I was really hoping Naomi or Lacey would have won. I just didn't want Bayley to retain. And Bayley freaking retained. I was just like, oh. Ugh. So I picked Tamina in my prediction because I thought, okay, they're going to slide something in, and Tamina's somehow going to win. Because they've always kind of wanted to push Tamina, but never got the opportunity to. But it didn't happen. So Tamina was coming out, looking good, Everyone was looking strong. And then, Tamina was the first one out because everyone hit like a splash or like a thing on them. Something that would stay her down. Everyone got on top of her and covered her, and then it was over. And then the next one gone was Naomi because Bayley and Sasha, all they did was team up together, and I thought that was so stupid. I can't stand Bayley. I cannot stand Sasha. I think Sasha is the most overrated out of the 4 horsewomen. And I hate Bayley because she can't play a face or a heel. She's just so bored. Her face was so good, but then it got boring, and they turned her heel, and she's even more boring. She's more cardboard. I just can't stand it. She just needs. I was hoping she'd lose so she could just take a break for a long time and just like stay away and think of a different character, But then Naomi got out, and then Sasha got out because so Sasha was holding Lacey, and then Bayley went to knee Lacey, and then Lacey kind of pushed Sasha in the way, and Sasha got kneed, and she sold it really good. And then, Lacey and Bayley were going out, and then Bayley kind of got her down, and Sasha got back in the ring. She was like, "What was that about? Why would you need me?" She was like, "It's a mistake. We gotta work on this, And then Lacey got up and was like trying to hit one of them, and like Bayley pushed Sasha, but then pushed Lacey, and then she punched the frick out of Sasha. And then Sasha was out, and it was Lacey and Bayley. And they were going at it for a little bit, and then Sasha interfered. I was like, oh, she's gonna interfere and get Bayley. No, she got freaking Lacey and Bailey hit her new finisher, which was really good. And then Bailey retains, and they had that little kind of breakup thing happening with Sasha and her. I didn't think Bailey should have retained. I think Lacey should have won, or Naomi. Freaking even Tamina. I think they just need to get rid of Bailey for a little bit, take her on like a vacation. And then we get to a very, very confusing, weird, tight match. Still freaking fantastic. I loved every second of it. It was the Firefly Funhouse match with Cena and Wyatt. You know, Wyatt was Wyatt, and he told Cena to come into the house, and it was basically in. People say it was a dissecting of Cena's mind. I kind of see it, but also it could be Cena's last match. It was basically going through his whole career, basically, like from the ruthless aggression thing, and Bray was kind of making fun of it, like ducking, and saying, "Oh, I bet you would have got fired if this one," something like that. He was basically mocking Cena, and then it went from that to like an older time, and then it went back to his fucking nomics, and he was spitting bars on Bray. And then it went from that to a New World Order type thing where he was Hollywood Hulk Hogan, like basically saying he's going to turn heel. And then he kind of tackled Bray, started beating him up, and then Bray kind of went back to his first thing with the Wyatt family. I was like, oh, that's freaking sick. And it went back to WrestleMania 30 where he told Cena to just do it, hit him with a chair. And Cena did not hesitate this time. He went and like was going to freaking bat his head off his body, but he disappeared, and then it went back to normal kind of, and then the Fiend was in the ring, and the Fiend kind of just mopped the floor with him, and it had a weird thing where Bray counted the 3 because he got him the manual claw, hit Sister Abigail, and then he got the claw on him again and kept him down, and Bray counted the 1, 2, 3, and the match was over, and the Fiend was in the ring. And he looked freaking more terrifying. I don't know if it was a different mask or it was just different something. He just looked more terrifying. And then Cena just disappeared. He just freaking disappeared from thin air. I was like, okay, this was weird. I loved it. It was so different. It was so unique. It was just so weird. I loved every freaking segment of it. If you want to go watch it, watch that match and watch the main event. Then we get to the main event, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, crap, I'm kind of worried. Everyone was saying Drew was going to win. I'm like, Brock kind of got in it with Vince, apparently, and I didn't like that. And when Brock gets in it with Vince, Brock gets his way normally. And I was scared, so the match starts off. Brock kind of gets him a little bit, but then he hits a Claymore on Brock. Brock kicks out. Drew's, trying to get him. And then Brock kind of reverses, and then, Brock starts suplexing him, and then he hits F5. I'm like, oh, crap. One kicks out. I'm like, what the frick? You ain't the Fiend. What are you doing, Drew? You can't just do that. So many people can't even kick out 2, let alone 1. And then Lesnar was like, the frick? And he picked him up. Another one. 1, 2. He kicks out. I'm like, okay. Third one's going to hit, and it's going to be it. He hits third one. 1, 2. Kick. I'm like, okay, he's not done. It's a friggin' fourth one. 1, 2. Kick out. I'm like, oh, my goodness. He gets him up. Drew kind of counters. He hits a Claymore. He hits another one. I think he hits like a third one where he's kind of down. And 1, 2, 3, Drew wins. Fantastic match. I gave it 5 stars because Drew won. I cannot stand Lesnar. I want him out of the company. I want him, Goldberg, part-timers out of the company unless they want to freaking put over young talent. Like Cena. Cena can stay. But it was just very good, very fast. Get it out the way. Tell a story. And Drew did a very heartwarming point to the camera, and he said, thank you, fans. I love you. No, he didn't say I love you, but he just said thank you, and he pointed to the camera. And it felt good because Drew is freaking fantastic. I really hope y'all don't turn on him as soon as y'all do. If y'all turn on him that fast, I'm gonna be really disappointed in the WWE universe, but it is what it is. So, my thoughts on the whole show, I give it, honestly, a 10 out of 10. It kept me entertaining. Even the man matches were entertaining. The matches I really didn't care about were entertaining. Everything was entertaining. I give it a 10 out of 10. I think if the crowd was there, it would have probably been better, but at the same time, we wouldn't have got the boneyard match, and we wouldn't got the Firefly Funhouse match. So that was the good thing. The reason why the crowd wasn't there, they could do a little bit more, do what they wanted to do, like do something different, and they did. And yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed this WrestleMania. It could have been a lot better with no cough disease out there because they could have done something with the ship. I hope they would have freaking had a match on the ship, like not even on the ship, just have someone like get thrown into the ship or have like just have a ship type thing. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Really, really glad I watched it. Part two was a little rough to begin with because of Charlotte winning. Not gonna lie, I didn't really care. That kind of ruined the beginning of two for me. But then Alistair won, so I was like, okay, good. And then Drew won the main event. I was like, okay, even better. And Fiend won. I was like, okay, even better. So they're having the good decisions, but they also kind of had the bad decisions. I still don't understand why Charlotte won. I'm still ticked about that. I want answers. I want answers big time. I want to know who said let Charlotte win. But it is what it is. I enjoyed it. Glad Drew won. Glad Braun won. Glad Fiend won. Glad the Street Profits won. Glad Alistair won. Glad freaking glad Edge won. Glad Otis won. If Ripley would have freaking won, this would have been probably one of the best freaking manias. But she didn't win. Oh well. But tell me what y'all thought. Let me know if you liked it, you hated it. If you hated it, I don't know what else to tell you to stop watching at this point because I'm not about negativity. Yeah, it's like if you have complaints, make them good. Like how mine was with Ripley. Ripley shouldn't have lost. Point blank. Period. But tell me what y'all thought. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Hope y'all are staying safe. Stay safe. Be good. Don't get cough disease. And let's get this together so we can start wrestling again. Everything, let's get this. Let's knock this thing out, and let's go back to work. I haven't been to work in forever, and I want to go back to work and make money. But I will see y'all later. Might be getting some movie reviews too later. Later today if I feel like it, because I honestly want to start doing movie reviews on this channel. I love movies, so Poor Boy might be joining me in a couple of them. I might talk to him, see if he wants to do some movie reviews. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. Stay safe.